Hi all, my name is Casey the Stitcher, and I am doing my first Flosstube today. You can find me as Casey the Stitcher on Instagram. I'm pretty active on there, and I'm also on Blue Sky under the same name. But today I thought we'd do a bit of a WIP Parade and finishes for the year. And yeah, let's jump right into it. A little bit about myself is I am a cybersecurity analyst for the state. So I work 4/10s, so I have a lot of downtime to stitch, especially either in the mornings and the evenings, depending on my schedule and all that for the day. But so with that, I do go through spurts of stitching a ton or not stitching at all, just depending on how busy my work schedule is. I am an animal lover. I keep currently 7 rats. I actually just got my newest 4 about 2 days ago. They are very sporadic. They're babies. If I had to assume they're 2 to 3 months, they were found in a garage. And someone posted like, hey, I don't want these guys to get hurt. Can someone come grab them? They're super friendly. So they're mine now. And I have 3 older boys who are just about to be 2 in May. But yeah, let's jump right into this. I'll start off with my finishes first. I have finished 3 projects this year. One I started back in October of 24, and that was a fun one to finish. I finished it on January 1. It is this beautiful bell. I don't know if you can see it, but the rose is in her hand and then the rose down here, that is all DMC metallic thread. So that was my first finish of the year. I'm doing a princess set for my friend's daughter to go in her room. The Ada that I did it on is hand dyed 18 count, just DMC. I had a large bundle of it that I just hand dyed with some Rit purple dye, and it turned out lovely. That's one of my favorites. I love Beauty and the Beast. My second finish of the year was actually in part of the Princess series as well. It was Elsa. Elsa was a super duper fun pattern to do. She was the largest of the set. I think she's closer to 10,000 stitches. But I did some Kranic metallic inside these larger snowflakes. Goodness. But yeah, she was super duper fun. I had a good time doing her. She is by, both of these are by the Lab pattern, I believe, on Etsy. I have a link with all of my current projects, and I'll be adding to it. It's a Google Doc, so you can go down and check it out and see what's going on. It has like the stitch count and all that, so they will all be on there under the finishes. My third finish of the year was a super fun finish. I was able to do test stitching for the, I believe her name is Hexed Stitchcraft on Etsy and on Instagram. She put out a thing like needing test stitchers, so I sent her some of my work, and she sent me some patterns to do, and I picked this one. And I did this one because this is one of my absolute favorite games. I play this game so much on my Steam Deck and on every other console that I own that I just had to do it. This is on hand-dyed 14 count Ada, and this pattern is currently up on her Etsy shop. It is literally the funnest pattern in the world to do. The lamb is literally so fun, and I did it in her called for DMC. And then this is literally my cleanest back to date, and I'm so excited for it. I don't usually go for clean backs, but that was really the funnest. I did like a nice little aesthetic shoot for her. So those are my finishes. I guess we'll get right into WIPs. I have all my WIPs on a doc, like I said, that I'll put down in there. I'm doing this in no particular order. It's more likely to go from oldest to newest, but it might just be all jumbled. I have them in project bags and kind of loosey-goosey. So the first one I'm going to show you is Sleepy Hollow by the Witchy Stitcher. I started this in November of 23, and then I just kind of lost my gumption for it because I did a lot of Witchy Stitcher stuff for some people. that wanted it stitched. I did a bunch of her Silence of the Lambs. I did both of her Silence of the Lambs. And it was super fun to do. I did one for my mom and I did two for my friends. So super duper fun. But this one is Sleepy Hollow. I was planning on doing this for my cousin. She's in love with the Headless Horseman. So I don't have the stats on this because when I was doing this, I was using Pattern Keeper on my phone. Since then, I have moved to markup on my iPad. So I need to actually put this in, but I haven't worked on this since like January of 24. The next one I am doing is I am doing a dinosaur alphabet for my same friend who's I'm doing the daughter's princesses for. I am doing a dinosaur alphabet, and I just barely started doing this one. I started dead center. I'm learning that I don't like starting dead center, just because I feel like I don't track progress as well with it. But I can't remember who this one's by, and I didn't write this one down, so I'll make sure that gets put in the doc. And I'll probably put links to all the patterns down below. This next one I am working on is also from the Witchy Stitcher. I am doing this on, I believe, 14 count Ada that I just got off of Amazon. I believe it's the Oatmeal Ada from, I don't want to say DMC, but I could be wrong. It is Edgar Allan Poe, the Master of Macabre from the Witchy Stitcher. I am actually doing him in Anchor because at the time I did not have my master set of DMC. So I'm doing him in a conversion to Anchor. And because Anchor comes, I did the Anchor spools when I first got this. And because of the Anchor spools, I actually decided to do almost like a floss drop on this. I absolutely adore this. This is one of my favorite things in the world, and I do keep it for certain things like Edgar or all that. So yeah, these are all Anchor DMC. I believe the white's the only DMC thread. These are all Anchor, but they have been super fun to work with, and I'm actually learning that I am preferring Anchor Black just because it does seem to be such a richer black compared to DMC. I do own a Cone of Doom though, so I'm definitely not going to be switching over to complete Anchor Black for a while. My next one is, I also did start Edgar in June of 2024. He got stalled right around the time I was starting all the other Witchy Stitcher patterns and when I moved. This next one is Vessel. I threw a picture of Vessel from Sleep Token from his revolver shoot into a cross stitch converter. I was inspired by Cross Stitch in Cambria on Instagram. He does amazing work, and he was right. This was like the only like super good photo we could get of Vessel since he is so elusive. But I started him on 14 count, I want to say. So I think this is upside down. Yeah. So this is Vessel. I believe that's upside down. I could be wrong. It's been a hot minute since I worked on him. But yeah, so Vessel. Starting dead center again. Again, I'm not a huge fan of that now, but we are in love with it. And yeah, he's been super duper fun to do. He's very large, he's very in charge. He's gonna be, I think, 84,000 stitches. Yeah. And I am 0.93% done with him. So Vessel's gonna take me a hot second, but he's super fun. I really want some Sleep Token stuff. If anyone has any fun ideas for patterns and stuff by Sleep Token, let me know. I'm wanting to start creating my own patterns. I drew a lot when I was younger, so I'm hoping that I can just get into Moby Stitch and on my iPad and just kind of do some stuff with it. My next pattern was part of what I planned to be a New Year, New Start. I wanted to start this over Christmas because I had a large break during Christmas. I was still working, but Christmas was pretty dead at my job. And so I wanted to start this, but I actually got the wrong size Ada for it. So I actually had to frog all of my progress and get a new Ada, and I hand dyed it. It's on 16 count hand dyed Ada, and it is the Disneyland Map. This one I did start dead center because of I just wanted to get it done and over with in the dead center, because the dead center is also the castle. But yeah, so dead center is the castle, and as you can tell, I originally had about 500 stitches in this on the original Ada, but due to needing to frog it and put it on larger Ada, I am now starting here again. I started this at the end of January, so I'm hoping that once I get all my test stitches and the princess is done, that I can go full force into this. Mainly because I'm doing the princesses, and that mainly because I am doing a Disney trip in April. Me and my family decided that was our large Christmas present to ourselves, was that. So it'll be super fun though. I am also doing Azula that is artwork by Hannah Alexander, and it is made a pattern by Pinky the Pink from makeitpink.net. This is where I'm at. I'm aware that it does not look like much. This is on 36 count Edinburgh linen on antique white. This is my first time ever working on linen, and it's a very large project. But I chose linen because there is quarter stitches and half stitches in a lot of this. This is also my first time gonna ever be doing beadwork, and then this darker middle section is actually all blended thread. So that's my first time working on there too. But she is gonna be so beautiful. I had a hard time getting all the stuff for her. My metallic preferences are Cranic or the Rainbow Treasures, not Rainbow Treasures, Treasure Braid. And trying to get this Cranic for all this was absolutely wild. Let's see if I can remember which one took me forever to find. This one. So this guy, if anyone doesn't know, Cranic got bought out, and so they are currently moving factories from, I believe, East Coast to West Coast. I actually messaged Cranic on Instagram because I needed this freaking color so bad. This was like one of the main colors I needed, and I could find it nowhere. It is Cranic, very fine braid, number 4002HL. I could literally find this nowhere online. I found it in a pack of vintage floss on Etsy from Vintage Camping Store, I believe is the Etsy shop name. And it came with, I think, 2 of these, which was lovely. But yeah, so I got a bunch of Cranic for her. I do want to point out, I'm not a huge fan of Cranic going to floss cards. I understand that they got bought out, and that is the parent company's style, which I totally understand. But I do have a paper pattern for Azula, just in case. I'm not going to show you the pattern, but I do want to show you the finished product. I absolutely adore Azula. She is my absolute favorite Avatar character of all time. But yeah, those are my current whips, and those are my current finishes for the year. I kind of thought we'd start off first Flosstube with kind of WIP Parade and stuff. I don't know how often I'm going to do these. I'm going to try to shoot for every 2 weeks. I think that'd be a really good start for me, because then I can show you guys a lot of progress. I'm currently learning how to knit socks as well. I'm following the vanilla sock pattern by Crazy Sock Lady on YouTube. She is fantastic. I'm super excited to do this. I've knitted a bit, but I've never done a full pattern, but I've always done like flat work like scarves and stuff. So knitting in the round is new to me, and all that, and binding off is going to be super new to me. So it's been super fun to learn. Next Flosstube, I might update you on that. But I thought I'd also kind of follow the directive of kind of like X Stitch and Chill and Cam the Stitcher and all that, and also go into the other stuff that I do, like books and video games and such. So I am going to start that. If you came only for cross stitch, I really appreciate you sticking around. I absolutely adore having you guys, and thank you for watching my first ever Flosstube. Hopefully they're gonna get better and more in depth, or they might be quicker, who knows. But if you want to see more frequent updates, please follow me on Instagram and Blue Sky as KZ the Stitcher. I'll have all of my social media linked below. But continuing on, this year has been like the start of the year was pretty slow for me in books. I was really looking forward to Onyx Storm, which I pre-ordered, and I did finish it. I absolutely loved it. Iron Flame was not my favorite. The first book, Fourth Wing, was absolutely my absolute favorite. Just because I think it set the world. I get the second book set the world a little bit more, and we got more in depth with our characters. But Onyx Storm was absolutely fantastic. I don't know where she's going to go with the story going forward, but I'm really excited to see. So I finished Onyx Storm, but now I'm doing actually a full read through of back to back to back of the Empyrean series. That is super fun. Wait up. I'm gonna go grab some stuff real quick. Okay, I am so sorry about that. We are gonna pause book talk for a minute. Book talk, but I forgot my current WIP that I am currently actively working on, and a package I got, and actually some plans that I actually want to talk about cross stitching. So I'm so sorry, please stick around. So my current WIP, I'm actually doing another test stitch for Hex Stitchcraft, and I am actually doing her pattern of Vicar Amelia from Bloodborne. I'm super excited. I'm working on her current arms, and I'm hoping to finish the arms today. Been a little bit slower on stitching with this just because my boyfriend came down and surprised me for Valentine's Day, and so we did a bunch of fun stuff. So this has been currently on my Lowry stand. Also, this is hand-dyed 14 count Ada that I am working on, and I absolutely adore this needle minder. I also want to show you how I kit up my current works. So I have a master set of floss on bobbins in bobbin keeper boxes, but for current whips I've actually been doing floss drops. So they're a little tangly, but yeah, I'm currently doing floss drops for my stuff. That is super easy. I hook it I work on a Lowry stand, and so this just gets hooked onto the side of my Lowry stand, my work gets put on there, and then actually all my tools sit on the side of me. My scissors get magnetized to the side of my Lowry stand, and then the rest of them sit in here. And I just glued some magnets into a little pencil box, and I keep a laying tool in my thread box, a snag nabbit. If you have never used a snag nabbit, I would highly suggest it, especially if you're a beginner like me. I've only been cross stitching for about 2 years, so this has been a huge help to me, because if your threads are just not laying right or they're kind of going on top of each other, you would just pop this little thing through the holes, and there's little grabbies, and it just pulls that and straightens out that thread. I also keep a tail tucker in my set. I got this from 123 Stitch as well, and I also keep a pair of just little tweezers. I think they're literally just Walmart brand tweezers. And then I keep in this little mint tin, I keep some self-adhesive thimbles. They're just leather thimbles that re-stick to you. Keep them in here, and sometimes I will actually throw needles in here too, depending if I'm traveling. But yeah, so that's how I keep my current setup. I totally forgot about that. So I'm sorry about that. That's my current work. I give a lot of updates on Instagram with that. Speaking of Onyx Storm though, I got the Empyrean Sigil by Forbidden Fiber Co. That will be being shipped out, I believe, this coming week. I believe it's due to ship out on the 28th of February. But I ordered the large and small project bag. I ordered the large project bag at the same time that I ordered the SAL. Then I went back and I was like, I want the regular size project bag too. So I actually just got this yesterday. I posted it on my Insta, but look at this project bag. It is hand dyed. It is absolutely so fun. The colors are so cool. I've been obsessed with Fourth Wing for like a year. So someone doing this, it's so cool. She also did a little dragon charm on it for the zipper, and it's a good size project bag, you know, and I love it. So that's been super fun. I was super excited to get that yesterday, and I'm so excited to get the Sal. You can just buy the pattern 100%. I believe the pattern's like 15 or 20 bucks, and it's an 8-part Sal. And then that's gonna be super duper fun. I am literally so excited for that Sal. And then I'm going to be reading the books while I do it, and that is gonna be so freaking fun. On top of that, there's another Sal that I signed up for back in January. And it's by Fine Frog Stitching, and that is her Court of Crows Sal. I bought the gold edition of the Sal, so I got fabric, needle minders, stickers, and a keychain. I don't have the keychain or the stickers on me currently, but I thought I'd show you the beautiful fabric. This fabric, I believe, is by Witch's Garden Crafts. Yes, it is Ka in 14 count. That's what came with the Sal itself. Oh goodness. There we go. So it is so freaking pretty. I'm so excited to work on this. This starts on Friday, the 21st. So it literally starts in like 2 days. I got this fun little project bag for it, so I can take it because my Sals are probably going with me to Disneyland. So that'll be super duper fun. This needle minder that she also gave out is absolutely adorable. I'm obsessed with crows and ravens. I have been since I was a kid. My grandmother loved them, and I love them so much. So I was super happy to see that she was doing that, and I was like, I absolutely need this. You can totally check it out. I don't believe there's any bundle left. I think Witch's Garden Crafts still has some fabric. You can buy that directly from their Etsy. But I also did floss drops for these because I didn't want to be taking out my master set for this entire Sal. So floss drops, and these colors are literally going to be so freaking pretty on this. And this will be my first Sal. The Empyrean Sal by Forbidden Floss Co. will also be my second Sal. I've never done them at all, but I know that they look so fun, and none of my stuff except for the Vicar Amelia has a deadline. So it's gonna be super duper fun to do. I will link all the links to all these projects in the description below, and I will make sure that everything gets updated on that Google Doc. Back to books and stuff. Sorry about that. So, books, reading the Empyrean series again. I have been in a small slump. I have been really stuck in the romantic fantasy genre, but I feel like I'm being very picky about them. I have quite a few librarian friends, so that's been super nice to have because they always have recommendations, or they always have like the scoop on stuff. My friend runs a really fun book Instagram that I will link down below. I believe it's Cats and Cardigans. She is fantastic. She is a librarian down in California, and she is literally one of my best friends, and it's been so fun. So I'm gonna plug her Instagram right now just because she's such a fun person, and she does like monthly like roundups on what she read and everything, and she reads so much. But yeah, so the Empyrean series kind of took up quite a bit of my time. I do a lot of audiobooks from Libby as well, and a lot of Kindle books. I don't usually buy a lot of physical books, even though I have 2 very large bookshelves filled to the brim. But like, I have like the Empyrean series on a physical, or I have all of Yahtzee Crowshaw's books. Of course, I own like the Hunger Games. I will also be going to the midnight release of the newest Hunger Game book. My Barnes & Noble is doing it, so I'm super stoked about that. And yeah, books have been kind of dry for me since the first start of the year, just because Onyx Storm was such a big lead up for me. So that I think that's understandable. Video games. I have been playing some random video games. Because of my test stitch of the lamb from Cult of the Lamb, I restarted a new cult. I have also been watching a lot of Fundy Fridays while I play Cult of the Lamb, because I feel like you just have to at that point. Her and her partner James are the funnest people in the world to watch if you like that type of stuff. And I just had her on rotate while I played Cult of the Lamb, so she is so freaking fun. I found her when she did Shiny Happy People about IBLP, and I just have loved her YouTube channel ever since. I'm also currently playing Star Wars Outlaws. I have very good experiences with Outlaws. I just restarted it since I started playing it when it first came out, but since they patched everything and all that stuff, I actually restarted it, and it's been a very fun playthrough. I'm not very far into it. I just restarted it a few weeks ago while my boyfriend was at drill. And yeah, it's been super fun. I love that. I'm always playing Stardew Valley. I have heavily modded Stardew on my Steam Deck. I also have it heavily modded on my PC, and I play the vanilla usually on my Switch. On my Switch, I am playing the newest Zelda game as well. That is so freaking fun. I did finish Tears of the Kingdom about a year ago. I finished Tears of the Kingdom, which was super, super fun. I love all the Breath of the Wild games. I'm a Pokemon girly too, and I'm begging for a traditional new Pokemon game. So fingers crossed it comes out with the Switch 2. Hogwarts Legacy 2 just got announced, which I'm super excited about. J.K. Rowling is a terrible human, but I absolutely adore the universe that she made and the people playing off of it. So I have played through the entirety of Hogwarts Legacy on my PS5 and on my Steam Deck. And I will definitely be playing Hogwarts Legacy 2. I think that's all I've currently been playing. Oh, there's a little indie game that just came out like a month ago, and it's called Dungeon Clawer, C-L-A-W-E-R. And it is such a fun dungeon crawling experience that also brings in like the claw machine games for your weapons and stuff. It is literally the funnest game in the world. I think it's on mobile now for $5. 100%, I think you should pick it up. You can always pick it up. I believe it's already on sale on Steam, on the last Steam sale. So yeah, I play a lot of random video games. My current music is like Bad Omens, Sleep Token, Motionless and White. But also I've been listening to a lot of The Academy Is, going back to my pop punk days of Warped Tour, because Warped Tour is coming back this year. So I've been listening to a lot of The Wonder Years and Man Overboard and all that fun jazz. But yeah, my life is crazy. Like I said, my work allows for me to do a lot, so I do. And yeah, follow me on Instagram, guys. I post so much to my story like every single day. I give you daily updates on all my stuff of dyeing Ada. If you guys want a tutorial on how I dyed a lot of this Ada, please let me know. It is literally the funnest thing in the world, and I just kind of figured it out. But yeah, so thank you for staying and watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you guys, and thanks for showing up for my first Flosstube / WIP Parade. I really hope that you guys come stick around for more stuff, and I will see you guys on social medias and hopefully on my next Flosstube. So thank you guys so much, and have a fantastic day and a fantastic time. Bye-bye.